The Nintendo Wii. The Nintendo Wii is a very interesting console to talk about. It showed innovation in ways that we never saw before, with motion controls, how motion controls can work with games, and how they could be fun. So in this retrospective, we're gonna go over the Nintendo Wii, what made it the Nintendo Wii, what changed, and how it became a different way to play in the generation. Before we talk about the Nintendo Wii, is games. We have to talk about its prototype and what made the Nintendo Wii what we see today. Originally, the Nintendo GameCube was going to have motion controls. As you can see in this picture, you can see a Wii Nunchuck early prototype connected to a GameCube with a sensor bar. This coincides with a patent that you can see the Nintendo GameCube have a motion control like card and be able to show players hitting a tennis racket. After that, we go to 2006, where Nintendo shows off the Nintendo Wii, and they show off a interesting prototype of Wii Sports Resorts, where it shows an aircraft flying through islands and collecting rings, and it shows off the pretty interesting capability of motion controls and how easy they are to use. In this footage, it looks very simple. The plane's flying through island, and seagulls are following it. You can see houses on the bottom, you can see other aircrafts in the footage. It's a very interesting and, quite honestly, calming beta. It looks very fun to play. This would later be Wii Sports Resort. After that, Nintendo had another demo, which would be Nintendo's flagship Super Mario Galaxy. It doesn't look anything too different except Mario's look and a new planet that was never in the original game, but it can still be found in the files to this day, named Star World. It looks like there was going to be some Yoshi eggs were in there, but it isn't too confirmed. After that, we go to their press conference. During Nintendo's E3 press conference, they showed off a lot of games. They showed off Wii Sports, they showed off Mario Galaxy, they showed off a new Metroid game, which was very interesting at the time. Not a lot of people expected to see a new Metroid game, and the best part is it was in first person, which would be quite interesting. A lot of people. They also showed off another game, which wouldn't be Mario Kart. It was a Dune riding game. After they showed that game off, they also went to show off the Zelda game, as I mentioned earlier, which shows Link fighting monsters with the Wii controller. Nothing too crazy, just shows off the motion controls for what the Wii is really capable of. A lot of people were very excited for this. This looks like a very exciting game, and people were really looking forward to it. What Nintendo was very worried about, it seems like, is how is it going to make it to the easy market. Well, Nintendo wouldn't really have to worry about that too much, since a lot of the commercials explained it for themselves. You see, showing the Wii controllers off looks very simple. Even with the Metroid game, you could see Samus in a first-person shooter fighting aliens and bugs and all kinds of things in the Samus universe. Even with looking at Mario Galaxy, it looks very simple to control with the Wii Nunchuck and Wii controller. You can even see very early builds of Super Mario Galaxy where there isn't a lot of textures, nor isn't there a lot of like galaxies that can be seen, but of course this was a beta and this was just to show off what they were gonna show, what it was gonna be. And it was going to be a launch title, which is very interesting, showing off that as a launch title. After that, they showed off Excite Truck, which was that driving game that we saw earlier. It looks like a very simple, very interesting game, arcadey racing game, sort of like Mario Kart, but Mario Kart wasn't out yet at this time. After that, Nintendo showed off what is probably one of the most best and most used things that the Wii was known for, which was Wii Sports. And not just any Wii Sports, Wii Sports Tennis. They had an upstage presentation of Wii Sports Tennis. Shigeru Miyamoto was playing tennis on stage and showing the crowd how easy it is to play tennis with friends and family. I have to say, this is very, very good, even up on stage. Nothing too different with Wii Sports, except that you don't really see the crowd in the game, and the Mii's look very a little different, but not too different. So there isn't anything really to be pointed out for this. It's just that it was very interesting to see, and this would be a launch game with the Nintendo Wii. A lot of people were very excited for this. It showed off a new way of innovating, and people didn't have to wait for too long. In 2006, November 2006, it would come out, and now this would be when the Wii starts becoming very, very popular. The Wii had a very interesting lineup. All these games that you see up on screen, Zelda Twilight Princess, WarioWare, Wii Sports, Wii Play, Rabbids Invasion, were all launch titles. All these games showed off what the Wii was capable of, and a lot of people bought into it, even though we didn't have a Mario game on the spot. This lineup was pretty solid, showing off the motion controls and having a Zelda there, showed off a story game, and had a lot of people interested. But the main game everybody remembers is Wii Sports, because Wii Sports came with everything. It actually came free with the console. Wii Sports was a genre-defining game. No matter what anyone tells you, it was a great game. And how it made the Wii become popular is just that, as it's showing off the motion controls. It was the best game to pack in with Wii Play. Wii Play had an extra controller with it too. You could play more sports games with Wii Play, but it was more for like a party game than a sports game for Wii Play. But these games were the most important thing that Nintendo had to put on their console, because Wii Sports came packaged while Wii Play didn't. So what does that mean? So after the launch of the Nintendo Wii, people were wondering what's next for Nintendo. Well, that wouldn't be short-lived in 2007 with a press conference. Nintendo's E3 2007. It was very cool and interesting. First thing they showed off was the Virtual Boy and how many games were in the Virtual Boy and how many people downloaded. Over 5.6 million downloads and 112 classic games. The Virtual Console was a very interesting and very cool thing to have on the Wii, and a lot of people really enjoyed it. After that, Reggie went up on stage and he talked about a new sports game that was going to be extremely exciting and pretty fun. And a lot of people have played the previous games on the GameCube, and that was Mario Soccer, which is now called Mario Strikers Charged. This game was fun. A lot of people really enjoyed it, and people really wanted more from the Mario Strikers series, so that's what they got on the Wii. After that, Nintendo showed off and decided to show up the new Mario Kart game that was going to come out for Wii, Mario Kart Wii. There isn't anything really too different with this Mario Kart Wii demo, except that you don't really see any of the tricks done, and the flower cup doesn't have its petals, it just shows flower cup. The character models look pretty similar to what we got in the final game. The tracks look very similar to what we got in the final game. You can see Toad driving, Baby Mario driving, the cows from Moo Moo Meadows, the red shell. Just here and there, it's differences, like not that many particles. The first and second place symbols don't have the TH with them. After that, Reggie decided to show off a new accessory, which would be compatible with the Nintendo Wii. It was the Wii Wheel that was gonna come packed in with the Mario Kart. This was an interesting accessory. A lot of people used the Mario Kart Wii Wheel to play Mario Kart. I personally did too. It was a very fun accessory, and I don't think I could ever go back and use the Wii Wheel for Mario Kart Wii. It was fun for its time, but it did get pretty clanky and it did hurt your hands. After that, they showed off interviews with people who played the Nintendo Wii and how much they really loved their Wii. And this was just for investors. Basically, Nintendo telling investors that, hey, look, our Wii is selling great, our fans love it, and it brings innovation and families together, and you should sign up and become an investor with us. And it's interesting to see how Nintendo shows off these interviews with people. They don't really do them anymore with the Nintendo Directs, but back in E3, the only thing that investors really had were the pre-show E3 panels and this, so it's interesting to see. And Mario Galaxy is still the best Mario Galaxy that there is on the Wii. After that, Nintendo showed off something cool. Shigeru Miyamoto showed off the Wii Fit board, or the Wii Fit balance board, and this was cool. The best thing that came out from this was the legendary Reggie's "My Body Is Ready," and I will play that clip. But before I do, you could see that the Wii balance board looked pretty big in the beginning stages, and Nintendo wanted to show off how the Wii motion controls can help with exercise and daily life skills. And it did help a lot of people. A lot of people did buy the Wii just for exercise and yoga and cardio and all that. And they're still being bought to this day just for that. It was very important for Nintendo to show that off, and a lot of people really benefited from the Wii Fit, and it helped a lot of people get into shape and also play video games and introduce them to the video game aspect. But without further ado, here is that famous clip of Reggie saying, "My body is ready."
Do is do a what we call a body check on somebody. So today, I think we'll do it with Reggie. Hi.
My body is ready.
はい。じゃあ乗ってください。
Okay, Reggie, please stand on the Wii balance board.
And that was basically it for 2008. The two games that did come out were, of course, Mario Galaxy and Metroid Prime Corruption. And these games were very, very important. In 2008, Nintendo had their E3 press conference. This press conference was memorable and lots of reasons. One of the reasons was that Animal Crossing City Folk was announced and was going to come out that same year. It also showed up the Wii Speak. The Wii Speak was a device that the Wii would use as a microphone to talk to other people within City Folk. After that, Reggie showed off how much the Wii sold in the first 19 months, outselling the PS3 and 360. This was a pretty interesting sales numbers to see. After that, they showed off another Wii Sport-like game, which would be called Wii Sport Resort. This would be using the Wii Motion Plus, which would be a way more powerful, but it would also way more powerful sensor for the Wii controller. It was an attachment, but when people heard about the Wii Motion Plus, not a lot of people were that excited. If you look at the press conference, it was very quiet when that was announced. After showing off the Wii Motion Plus, they showed off some gameplay of Wii Sports Resort, and it looks pretty fun. A lot of people liked Wii Sport Resort, and it was like an expansion to Wii Sports, but had a lot more mini games and fun activities to do, such as frisbee and bike riding. After they showed off Wii Sports Resort, we get to one of the most memorable Nintendo moments of all time, which was Wii Music. You see, Wii Music was gonna be a game that you could make your own band from it, and Well, when Nintendo had the idea is that they wanted to show off what the Wii can do with the motion controls and how to play instruments. And this didn't really do too well showing off on stage. Like I said before, the Wii showing up on stage had a lot of interesting things, but there were problems with the motion controls, and instead of me explaining it, I'll just show it right here. So here's what it sounded like and what it looked like on stage live. It was interesting to see, but it did show a lot of rough edges with the Wii. So in 2008, all the games you see up on screen did come out. Okami, Wii Music came out, Mario Sluggers, Mario Baseball, Super Mario Brawl, Super Smash Bros. Brawl, and Wii Fit. All these games sold very well, and a lot of them got sequels to them. Well, except Mario Sluggers, which we haven't seen a sequel in that game for a pretty long time. And a lot of people would say this would be one of the Wii's best years. So what happened? In late 2009, Nintendo dropped the price of the Wii from $250 to $199. This was a strategic plan. Nintendo wanted to have more people on their console, so the reason why they dropped the console is for people who were iffy about buying the Nintendo Wii at $250, and to see a barrier of entry and the amount of games that were coming out and were out for the Nintendo Wii, a lot of people bought into it, and it did help boost sales numbers. It actually beat out the PlayStation 3 and 360 for a couple months, and it just showed that Nintendo really wanted to dominate in that market of video games and the innovation. What really made people want to buy the Wii is the motion controls. And in 2009, when the Wii dropped the price, it looked like a good deal, having Wii Sports in the package with you, and maybe picking up a Mario Galaxy or picking up Mario Kart Wii. That's a perfect holiday gift, and the holiday season was just around the corner when that price dropped. So this has been part 1 of the Wii retrospective. The next part we're going to be going over will be Nintendo's E3 of 2009. We're going to go over the Wii Mini and the games that came out in 2010 and the games that came out in 2011. And then that will be it for the retrospective of the Wii. I hope all you enjoyed. I know this has been a pretty long time since I dropped the trailer for the Wii retrospective. A lot of editing and writing of the script came a long way. So thank you for watching and have a nice day.